This is a story about a little girl who learned to say yes to herself unapologetically.
Truth hurts, but truth heals.
The She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically platform is here to motivate, encourage, and empower you.
Opinions not needed, 'cause facts they feel better, and it saved me.
The little girl had dreams of becoming a playwright. Motivational speaker. And best-selling author. When the little girl finally realized she had slept on herself and her God-given abilities, she grew up and became all of these things. Now she's helping others to say yes to themselves. And she wants to inspire you to say yes to yourself too. A yes. Do you love waking up early in the morning, struggling to figure out what to do with your hair? We've all had our share of bad hair days. Are you ready for a change? Lock it and love it with Lock and Love Salon, conveniently located at 8117 Liberty Road, Windsor Mills, Maryland. Start your lock journey today. Lock and Love's professional services and artistic designs will keep you blazing in the hottest trends while maintaining and protecting your hair. Honey, Lock and Love is an experience. Once you try Lock and Love Salon, you won't try anyone else. Lock and Love offers starter and maintenance locks, fox locks, detox, shampooing and conditioning, lock treatment, lock extension, coloring, and much more. Sorry, but Lock and Love doesn't accept walk-ins. What are you waiting for? Call 410-970-3791 to set up your appointment today. Laquita Parks is a woman of God, motivational speaker, author, CEO, and founder of T.R.I.V.A Publishing. T.R.I.V.A stands for Pain, Progress, Victory. Laquita specializes in helping individuals take their thoughts to a realization. Her award-winning show, The Power of Your Story, allows Laquita to connect with entrepreneurs, authors, motivational speakers, visionaries, veterans, business professionals, leaders, former presidential candidates, talk show hosts, and people from all walks of life to share their God-given purpose, mission, and vision with the world.
Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Mari. Welcome to Unique Expressions, which is a professional photography and graphic design business. We want you to enjoy viewing some of our display of works, and more can be viewed, requested through the email provided. We are looking forward to a great collaborating experience with you. We are unique.
Welcome back to Champ In. I am Queen JayaLynn, and it is another Monday. Whew. Okay. I'm no longer sick physically. In the semester, the first 8 weeks of the semester is almost over. I will be going on my international trip in like less than 2 weeks. And I will be officially messing up stuff already. I will officially be
4 classes, 3 classes down in my grad school career with uh, 9 left. Technically, I'll do one, I'll do two before the semester's over. So then that'll be 5 done, possibly doing 2 over the summer. All in all, I will most likely be finished next May. That's the plan, that's the goal, and it is kicking my butt. Not only am I working my res life job and taking classes, actually doing homework, but also I have another job. And does it feel like the days are not days anymore? It's just one long time. Or maybe it's just me, but I woke up and I said, wait a minute, it's Monday. That's why I feel the way I do. I don't know. And it doesn't help that our one long day keeps getting changed by little variations of our responsibilities. So, where last Monday, although I was sick, I was in the office for about 4 or 5 hours. I don't think I had any meetings. I did half of the show. um, but then I had homework, and that was kind of my day. This week, it's in the office. Um, Hi. In the office, meeting, homework, the show, then have to go to my other job. And it just seems like the day is not a day. It's continuing from yesterday, which was a long day as well. But I also feel like I have not slept in forever. So while I'm very excited that we are already in February 20th, it just seems like where is the time actually going? And I know it can't just be me. So let me know if you're feeling that way as well, because whew, somebody said something to me earlier. They said time is going by and it's going fast, but it's up to us to kind of flow with time. How did we get to February 20th? Wasn't January 1st just yesterday? And I know personally, with all of these responsibilities, I barely even got to celebrate much for my birthday. And that didn't even feel like an entire day. It felt like an hour. And that was bad because I was sick and I was working and whew. But it just seems like as we grow up, or maybe it's just now the time, but growing up, all the times are mashed into one. Yes, we have 24 hours in a day. They say to write out what you do in the 24 hours so that you can see what you do within a day and how much time you actually have to complete all of your tasks. I can't do that. I've tried so much. I even tried to go down the little um 24-hour sheet where it's like, okay, for this amount of hours you're doing this task, for this amount of hours you're doing this task, and if it goes over that time, you're supposed to stop and go to the next task. I can't. I tried. It's hard because I don't feel like I can move on to a task until it's completed. And yes, I multitask, and sometimes I'm doing multiple tasks at once, but it's not the same if you completely drop the task for a new day, especially when the mindset is why put off what you can do today for tomorrow. We have all of these sayings and all of these mindsets that you're supposed to follow in a way. But how are you supposed to do that when everybody's different and everybody has their own experience within their 24 hours? Out of the 24 hours, I would say I sleep maybe between 3 and 6 of those hours. I definitely do not get 8 hours of sleep. I don't remember the last time I've gotten 8 hours of sleep, and I cannot take naps. it I don't know why I can't take naps, but setting my alarm for 30 minutes, I am not getting up, or I don't get up for like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. It's horrible. And then I feel like I'm losing time that I could have used on something else. I agree, sleep is good. But then it goes back to that finishing the task. After getting off of my late night job, I come home at maybe around midnight. Know I have homework that may have been due or that's due the next day. So I'm up all night trying to finish the homework, excuse me, so that it can get turned in. By that time, it's 2 or 3 o'clock. While I would love to just fall asleep, it's not always that easy. And then sometimes I turn around and it's like 5 a.m. And I'm like, why? Yeah, but it's the end of the semester. So it's like, what time do we have left? And then you would think that you we wouldn't have assignments every week. No, we have assignments every week. Technically, our last week or our last day is February 28th. So this week is our last class, but we still have assignments for this week and for our finals that are due next week. So it's a lot with a little bit of time. But that's where having the support systems come in handy. Definitely keeping up with your tasks, because I have not uh I don't know. I've never gotten that fun part. It was at the end of my undergrad that the fun portion came into play, and I couldn't do much of the fun part of that either. But that's definitely the goal. Too much work and not enough play make very sick uh mindsets. I have not opened this in a minute after I added everything that I needed to. And now getting all of these new dates is like, oh, but that didn't happen the day it was supposed to happen. But it's not a bad thing because I've been leaning more towards my uh, virtual calendar that sends me the reminders, and that's more updated than the physical one. But the physical one is still helpful when I need to write things down and I can't have the computer or the phone right next to me. But even then, with the whole college is supposed to be fun, what I'm learning to do, and it's been coming slowly, even in the office, I had to start adding lunch to my calendar because I would literally spend my 12 to 6 in the office. No food until after I leave, just because I know things have to get done and I feel bad because I'm on a clock to even not be in the office, although I'm still responsive. So I've been learning to actually put time away in my calendar. This month, I just have, I have a lot to do, but in my calendar, it says something like celebrate birthday or celebrate yourself or something like that. But it's every day this month. Although I haven't done it, it doesn't leave my calendar until the end of the month so that I know I have to do something before the month is over. And that's definitely the plan. I've done a little bit of things here and there, but to prepare for the trip, I definitely have a lot of things planned to celebrate. And it's not, I kind of know, or I've been hearing 23 is not an age. It's an age, but it's not like that big of a deal. But with everything going on in the world, why are we not celebrating more? And that's partly why I had to make the decision of I as much as I love my later job, I can't do it anymore. I literally have no weekends. I have no time. When I'm not in the office and not in class, I am at the other job all weekend. So it's been all work, not much play at all. Um, so I am definitely trying to use my time more, use the opportunities and the gifts that God's provided me more instead of only focusing on the work part and not the parts that actually benefit me. Yes, having the money is good, but what happens when all you're doing is working and you have no time to even use the money, or you have no time to be with family or to have those self-care mental breaks? It does not feel fun. And it all seems to feel like, again, it's one big, the rubber bands that are wrapped up in as a ball. That's kind of how it feels. That each day is a new rubber band, and although you can see that they're individual, it's still one big ball. I don't know if that makes sense, but so in one of my classes, we are my strategic marketing class. Our project or our task this week was to look into the Special K's, the cereal, kind of how they marketed the, what is it called? Can't even pronounce this, but it was basically their product of how all of the things that people go through in life, all the days that are combining, how the responsibility of being a worker, entrepreneur, mother, student, etc., how all of these titles and all of these hats that we have do not make it easy for the days to feel like separate days, and how sometimes we are just asking the question, what day is it? Cannot tell you how many times last week I said, wait, I thought today was Thursday and it was only Tuesday. But the whole part of the product was to not only show you or to remind you what each day of the week it was with the different products, the stocks, the uh, Twitter campaign, but to also combine whatever day of the week it was to a unique flavor. And while I thought when I originally read it, it was like, okay, how does that help anybody? Actually, looking into it, it seemed very helpful because it was a real idea for real people made by real people. And although this was what, like 2021, 2020, so a few years ago, even today, having those like mittens, socks, bracelets that say the days of the week, while we see, or a shirt seem, why it seems like, why do you need that? Or back then it seems, why did you need that? Today it makes so much sense why we need products that says the days of the week. And I don't even know what that blob was for, but it's just, we let ourselves get so wrapped up in the issues and the responsibilities that we have that we're not even using our time correctly. Or I'm not using my time correctly. I will say that with all of the craziness that's happening in the world, and I just mean the unique situations that keep being brought up, but how history is actually repeating itself. And we don't understand how important history is sometimes. And then we think about it, or we're reading our history books, watch the news, and it's like, wow, that actually happened before, and we're living it again, and we didn't learn from our mistakes. When we put ourselves in situations where, one, we continue to get sick, or two, people continue to walk all over us, three, we are not happy all the time, we're letting history repeat itself because we are not changing either our reaction to whatever the situation is, or we're not changing how we're letting other people make us feel in whatever the situation. So, what, Friday, I led my team meeting. While I thought the meeting was going pretty well in the beginning, it did not end well. Not at all. And it definitely made me, that was something that I thought was going to be different since the last time I led the meeting. But I ended having the same feeling, like I was the bad leader, or I'm not right for this position. And I was letting everything that was said affect my decision for the future, as well as an opportunity that might come up for me, but even who I am as a person. And while in the moment, I definitely took it personally, it was definitely questioning my confidence. um, but in the moment, while I was taking it personally, and I made it seem like I was bad at the job that I was doing, after letting it marinate for the weekend, I didn't change anything from the last time this happened. Um, and I let myself feel the same way that I did before. But what I didn't do, which would have been very helpful in that situation, was stand up for myself. Because I felt that, oh, yeah, I have a higher role, and I we're close in age, it wouldn't have been helpful if I took the leader approach, because then it would seem like, oh, you're being a dictator, which is the one type of leader, well, one of the type of leaders that I've never wanted to be. So, with the mindset of change, if I didn't if I didn't take the time over the weekend, listen to some motivations that were given to me, I would still feel in the moment of, I don't deserve the opportunity that I was presented. I just need to stay in the position of working for others, which, if you know me, that is not my ultimate goal. Um, and I am not going to make it anywhere. And I know that's not true. I'm in a whole new city right now. And I've never thought, one, this would be the place that I would end up, well, that I would experience, but two, that I would even have the opportunity to try something different. So, what I've learned this past weekend is that while sometimes we are put into positions where we're not always okay with everything, which I wasn't in the moment, it definitely takes some time to, it's beneficial to think about the situation instead of just reacting. Because while I felt some type of way, the others didn't see what they were doing wrong. They didn't feel like anything was different because it wasn't different in the moment. And it doesn't help when we put ourselves in those toxic situations. But unless it's said, hey, this isn't okay, then it's just going to continue to be a toxic situation, which is not helpful in multiple ways, mentally, very much not helpful. Exactly. Because even after that situation, I had to go to the other job, and I didn't have time in that moment to even worry about it because of how busy it was, until it starts slowing down. And I'm like, if I'm so good, if I'm so good here, why isn't it the same there? But yeah, I mean, I was worried about what was said, how things could have been different, and while it seemed like they're pretending nothing even happened, they're enjoying their lives, their college experiences that I feel like I already missed out on. But it's so much happening that new opportunities and new doors are opening every day. While this, and I keep wanting to say semester, but the semester isn't even over yet. While the first 8 weeks of the semester were very challenging, while I almost didn't even make it to what, February 20th, and actually still being a student. I've learned that professors are actually very flexible if you talk to them. I haven't had that much of a good experience since I've been here with all of my professors, but these first few weeks, all of my professors have been very flexible. And it's been a reminder of how communication can actually help, like, actually help us. And I don't just mean academically, but within our personal lives. So at this school, well, one thing I've learned since I've been here, and I've learned a lot, but while back home, we would have President's Day off. So we would have Friday, Saturday, but Saturday, Sunday, Monday off. So 3-day weekend. They have the week off. Yeah, but not for like colleges. I would love to have been asleep earlier. But they have the week off. And I just think that's really interesting. And I was asking, is that so like they can have a mental break, or what's the point? No, it's just a month, bi-weekly month break. I mean, I don't know how to explain it. So this week would be like their February break. April would be their spring break technically, but like their April break. Hi. And I just thought that was so interesting. So what I've learned is while we're all in different places, our culture are also different. How we respond and react to things are different. And it's just we're we're in this one world, and unless we're actually in the midst of it, we don't know how different everything is. For my international trip, I had to kind of research the differences in business and ethics between Costa Rica and the United States. A lot of differences, a lot of similarities, but so many differences. And then we also had to, or I also had to, look at the differences between um, some of the things that we can have in America that we shouldn't, or I shouldn't have out in Costa Rica, or kind of what it's like to have an everyday life out there, outside of visiting. And I just thought that was so amazing. While I'll have the opportunity to experience it um, in person, but just the research of it all it was interesting. I mean, interesting is just the big word because we all have different ways of living, exactly. And you don't know about the different ways, or you can't understand the different ways unless you dig deeper into it. When I when I first went to Costa Rica, I was in eighth grade, 14, something like that. I was in middle school. While I honestly wasn't thinking this far into the future, I was just trying to enjoy the experience of being out of the country for the first time. While now I'm actually thinking about the differences and how you can't just come into somebody else's home knowing that they're different and trying to push your motives onto others or your mindset onto others. And all of that was to say, a lot of times when we're having conversations, it's more of a debate than a conversation because we believe that our way is the right way and the only way. But even when you're in the same culture, you have to learn how to understand and respect each other because we are so focused on my way is the right way and I know what I'm talking about, you don't know what you're talking about. But that's not the case because I was raised or I came up differently than the person that I'm talking to, even though we live down the street from each other. My way is my way because that's the way I grew up, but it's not the other person's way. And it's it's a lot because we can say all day long we want respect and you have to respect me, respect go both ways. But personally, I don't like the word. I just feel like it's used so much that the meaning has kind of floated away. But that's because it's a big deal and we don't treat it like a big deal anymore. We treat it like it's a object. If you give me this, you can have it or agreed, especially because of how you came up. Exactly. And with respect, again, it's all how you came up or the different experiences that you've even had in life. But with respect, we treat it like it's an object or a, I think it's quid pro quo. I think that's what it is. You do this and you'll get that. But it's supposed to be so much bigger than that. It's supposed to have so much weight to the word respect. And the reason I don't like the word is because I've seen so many times where people say, you have to respect me in order for me to respect you. But why is it that if you're not respecting me, I have to respect you in order for you to respect me? So there's the platinum rule and there's the golden rule. We all know about the golden rule: treat others the way you want to be treated. But then there's the platinum rule where you treat others the way they want to be treated. And while respect is still a big deal, why haven't we gone into the term of just treating everybody like they're humans, treating everybody like they have a heart and a soul? Because once we get into the nitty gritty and talking about it deeply, whether you're treating people the way you want to be treated or the way they want to be treated, we're still fighting against what's yours and what's right and what's wrong and what's not. And a lot of times it feels like you're losing yourself or you're losing the competition or the debate. But no, it's just kind of dropping the conversation or dropping the argument before it gets heated. Because not only does, and I'll use road rage for example. Who wins in road rage? Nobody. If you're, exactly, if you're in a situation where you know you didn't turn your blinkers on, why are you arguing back and forth? Granted, now the person is very upset and they're heated. I apologize. Thanks for letting me know. Have a good day. They're going to think you're being sarcastic, but you know you were wrong and you just admitted to it. There's no need to go back and forth. Right now, I'm like mentally on 5% and emotionally on maybe 95. I don't know. But I know that, yeah, apologize, move forward. It's no need to debate. You know what? I learned something when I was younger. And I'm pretty sure it was from my aunt. um, but the topic isn't as important as what the conversation was about. But we were talking kind of about, like, once you're married and, no point of arguing with your husband or um, whoever about who's right and who's wrong. Even though I know I would be right in this situation, and this is what we were talking about, I know I'm right, I'm just saying, okay, let it go on. Because then it's a whole nother issue where we are trying to figure out, okay, you don't want to listen to what I'm saying, and I'm going to keep saying what I'm saying. I know I'm right. You think you're right, but I'm going to keep telling you how you're wrong. It's no point. Okay, let's go, let's go get food. End it. Drop it. It's not that big of a deal. Because then we are so focused on I said my Aunt Lindora. Um I mean, having a conversation is different. But if it's like arguing, yeah. There's no point in going back and forth. Straining on the mental, straining on the physical. Well, I mean, you were there, but it came out of her mouth. Um, Now I'm kind of hungry. Is that a bad thing? I think I ate like, what, 11, 12 o'clock? Hmm. it's it's so interesting. I already said that's the word for the day. But it's so interesting how our world works. I in my Lyft or Uber the other day, my I think it might have been Lyft. The driver picked up this family and he was telling me how he got $100 in tips. I feel like he was probably trying to tell me to give him $100 in tips, but like, I'm sorry, I'm a college student. I wish I could. And then he was telling me about how this other person that he picked up, he just knew that they had an evil spirit. And with my like 5 minute ride home, what I got out of that was our world. Well, apparently it was a big he was ministering to them very well, and they thought he needed it, or he was helping out the son in the situation, where if it wasn't for God's words at that time, they wouldn't have got through it. So I mean, if he was that good, I guess he deserved it. But um so the whole point of that was there are so many different types of people in the world, but a lot of times it's kind of divided in that good versus evil. And we've talked about it plenty of times how there's evilness that is contagious, excuse me, but there's also love and support that's even more contagious. And if we continue to share the love and the support and the word of God and opportunities, open doors, if we continue to share those, then we're pushing the evil out. He was saying how before she got in the car, the woman was kind of impatient. She was walking up to the car instead of waiting for him to stop. While I didn't think that sounded bad, I thought that was nice in a way. Like, I would walk up to the car so you don't got to come all the way back. But he was saying she even got in the car with a mean attitude, and he, because I wasn't in the car at the time, I don't know how he went about that. But if he would have been, I'm assuming that he was kind of nice in the situation because of how he I got in the car and he was okay. I mean, he wasn't mean, but he just kept saying, "Good job." And I'm like, "Okay, good job, Jaya. Good job." So if he was doing that to her, I understand why she was all upset and everything. But if he was trying to be supportive and nice before he even had the thought, "Oh, she's going to be rude," then he could have changed her day. Oh, I agree. I agree. And it's hard because we want to have the right answer or be right all the time. And when we are wrong, it's so hard to say, I am wrong. And yeah, granted, sometimes we say we're wrong even though we're right. But the main point is we're not always going to be right. And we have to acknowledge, yes, you were right. I was wrong. Let's move on. This week, I know a few weeks ago I said that I would continue to work on this project. It's been a lot, and I haven't had, and I know I'm not shouldn't say this, but I haven't had enough time to actually work on this because, as you can see, it is a lot of steps or pieces. But I have been doing a little bit of self care here and there. That's still on the creative side. There is this I don't even know the app that I don't even know what it is, but there's a kind of a paint by number thing that I just started getting into. But what I love about it is that it's all black pictures in a way. And each one is different. There's a mother with her baby. Oh, it's so cute. I did that one. Um, there's some like relationship ones, some self-empowered ones. So I've been kind of leaning towards those because I could do those right in the moment when I feel kind of stressed. But I'm curious for those who are on or just joining, what are some ways that you are kind of taking care of your mental this week? That is a big question that's not always the easiest to answer. I I've started to ask that more, as well as like, how can I help you? What can I do for you? But that's definitely one that I've been asking more, even if it's just a weekly question or what's the one thing you're doing for yourself this month. Few things that were on my to-do list that I haven't gotten to yet, but the month is still, whew, we have 8 days left of the month. How is that possible? We have 8 days left of the month. Hmm. Didn't February start like yesterday? Okay, I'm sorry. I know we already went through all of that, but I just looked at yes, the year is flying. I was talking to somebody earlier and they were like, "Yeah, we're talking about summer already." I I mean, we didn't even get to April, but yeah, summer's right around the corner. Resting, praying, and going to God. Exactly. That is definitely the plan every day. Time is definitely flying. Whew. So I'm going to end off this Champ In weekly check in to say I am so excited for everything that is coming up. Summer camp is coming up. Our fashion show is coming up that you will hear more about soon. If you are interested in summer camp, there you go, fashion show. May 13th, 5 p.m., Fayette Street. Missionary meets wait, I missed it. Ministry meets mission. There you go. I am trying to do more vacations this year, and that's just because I didn't do much last year or even the year before, especially going right into grad school instead of taking a break. Um, but this has definitely, it's not even that it's a short month because it really is, but we're already on, like, March is next week. Whew. When was the last time we had a leap year? Check out this event on March 7th through the 8th, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Register for the She Said Yes to Herself Unapologetically Summit. And our speaker is our very own Dr. T.R.I.V.I.A. So definitely look into that March 7th to the 8th. I know, what is that? 2 weeks? Have to see what my internet is going to look like down up. What is it? Down or up in Costa Rica? Far, in that international time zone. It's only an hour difference, but there's still a lot that I have to get done before we go, like currency, money, the phone plan. Yeah, it's a lot that gotta be done. But there's still so much. You can definitely come. I have this big suitcase that I was trying not to take, but I'm taking it anyway. So this check bag is about to pain me a little bit, but I will be in Costa Rica for my study abroad spring break in March. So that'll be the first weekend in March. Well, the first week of March. That's why I'm excited and I want time to go by, but like there's still so much that I have to get done. Still have to get some hiking boots, pack my bags, have clothes on the way. So I needed to slow down just a little bit. But that is all for. That's fine. But I mean the bag is only 24 inches. If you want to get a bigger bag, we can do that as well. The more the merrier. My passport took forever to come, but it finally came, so I am all set on that front. My flights have broken my pockets, but they are finished as well. So, and I'll be flying an airline that I've never done, so I'm nervous about that, but it's in God's hands. I'm good. Okay, thank you. I'm going to stop talking because if I say any longer, I'm going to be late for work. But I thought that said 43 minutes for a second. I was about to say the time has gone nowhere. Just when we were talking about how fast it's been going. But I really appreciate everyone for jumping on this week. I hope that you have a great week. Thank you. And this is Champion, your on air cheerleader. I will see you next week as we will talk about more ways to encourage yourself, get through this interesting world that we are put into, and how we are going to be able to use each other to continue to move on. I am Queen JayaLynn, and again, this is Champion.
Do you want to be a host? Welcome to your future on Trivia's Inspirational Radio. Trivia's Inspirational Radio can be streamed 24/7. The shows can also be viewed across its global radio station on the World Wide Web: Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Apple Store, Google Play Store, and via podcast. Join the network. Like and share. Become a host. Build your audience. Customize your show experience. Share your message with the world. Your show awaits you. Trivia's Inspirational Radio is light years above the rest. So connect with Trivia at www.triviasinspirationalradio.com today. As with any offer that's out of this world, it's available for a limited time. So make sure you visit the website today. This message will self-destruct in...
Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Mary. Welcome to Unique Expressions, which is a professional photography and graphic design business. We want you to enjoy viewing some of our display of works, and more can be viewed, requested through the email provided. We are looking forward to a great collaborating experience with you. We are unique.